Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the new paper that is from May-June 2024. May-June 2024 and it's related to 0580 paper 22. These are the instructions we have to follow for this paper. Keep this thing in your mind that till 2024 the calculator is allowed for both the papers, but from from 2025 the paper composition has been changed. We will discuss it later on, but right now we will focus on this topic, this paper. Now, this one is question number one. Now, in question number one, what we have, first of all, we need to understand the question that the temperature at midnight is minus 4 degrees. The temperature at midnight is minus 4 degrees. The temperature at noon is 25 degrees. Work out the difference between these two temperatures. So how we can work it out? We can we can write it as like this will be, we need to find out the difference. First of all, we need to understand this, that we need to find out the difference. So difference will be 25 minus 4. This will be equals to minus 4. This will be equals to 25 plus 4, 25 plus 4, which means 29. I hope that the concept is clear. Okay, let's move to the next one. Now the second question is, a gardener charges 0.655 for each hour he works plus a fixed charge of 15.50. So for each hour, first of all, we need to understand that it is for each hour. Calculate the total amount he charges when he works for 4 hours. So this one is quite simple, that what we need to do is we need to simply multiply the $6.55 with 4. So this will be equals to 6.55. So we can calculate it over here, that 6.55 multiplied by 4. The answer will be 26.2. So 26.2. So we need to find out the total amount. So the total amount will be equals to 26.2 plus the fixed charge, that will be 15.50. So if we add it, we need to add plus 15.50. So the final answer will be 41.7. So the final answer will be 41.7. So we need to write it over here, 41.7. Let's move to question number 3. A delivery driver records the number of pizzas she delivers each month for 1 year. Complete the stem leaf diagram. So for stem leaf diagram, we need to write the first digit over here and the second digit in the leaf. So the least one is 22. Let me highlight 22, and then we have 28. So we need to write 22 like this, 22 and 28. The next one is for 30s, we need to figure it out, that this will be 36 and the other one is 39. So we can write it over here, 36 and 39. Now in 40s, we need to identify first that this will be 41, 44, and then we have 48, and then we have 49. So we have 4 digits, 4 numbers. So we can write it as 41, 44, 48, and 49. The last one is 50s. So for 50s, we need to find out, this will be 52, 54, 57, and 57. Keep this thing in your mind that if you have two repeated numbers, so we need to represent it like this, like 52, 59, 52, 59, 57, and 57. And another thing is that follow the proper number, like 57, 57, and the last one is 50, 54, 57, and then we have 52, 57, 54. Okay, this one is 54 and 57 and 57. It's not 59. This is called the stem leaf diagram. Just follow the pattern also. Now, what we have to do is find the median. So for median, what we need to do is we need to simplify the mid value. These are in the organized manner. So we can cancel out first with the last one, this with this one, this with this one, and this with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can see, okay, no, this with this one and this one with this 9. Now we can see that in the middle we have 2 digits. So when we have even data list, what we need to do is we need to take the average. Like what we have to do is we need to write, we have 2 digits in the middle, 44 plus 48 whole divided by 2. So this will be equals to 44 plus 48 whole divided by 2. This will be equals to 46. So 46 will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 4. Now in question number 4, we need to understand the question first because it is a common sense question, time money question. So we need to understand this thing, that be very careful about the question. Jonah has $750. He spends 1/4 of his money on travel. 1/4 of his money on travel. Some of the money on the food. He now has 437.50. Now work out the fraction of the 750 he spends on food. Okay, first of all, what we can do is we need to subtract that how much money he will have, amount of money he has spent. So this will be like 750 he has minus 437.50. So this will be equals to 750 minus 437.50. So this will be equals to 312.50. So 312.50. Now this is the amount she has. This is the amount she has already spent. So money spent will be this one. Now they say that he spent 1/4 of his money on travel. So for travel, we need to find out 1/4 of his money. His total amount is 750. So we need to figure it out, that 1/4, 1 divided by 4, multiply by 750. So this will be equals to 187.50. 187.50. So this is the amount she has spent. He has spent on travel. Now what we need to do is we need to find out that this one is 312.5. The total money spent is 312 minus the amount he has spent on travel. We need to subtract it. So if we subtract it, we will have the amount in fraction. So 312.5 minus 187.5. So the amount will be 125. Now 125 is what? $125 is the amount he has spent on food. Work out the fraction of 750 he spent on food. So what we need to do is, this is the amount he has spent on food. So we need to find out in fraction. So in fraction, this should be 125 divided by 750, which means, let me see it over here, 125 divided by 750. Let me check that. We can simply, yes, this will be 1 by 6. So 1 by 6. Another thing is, we can cross check the answers, that these were the answers for the first one. You can see the first four questions. The first one was 29, and here we can see the first one, it was 29. The second one is 41.7. Let me check this one as well, 41.7, and this was the stem leaf diagram. And in question 4, the answer is 1 by 6, and it was 46 over here. And then we have question 4, we have 1 by 6. Now let's move to question number 5. Now in question number 5, the table shows a part of a tram timetable. All the tram takes the same number of minutes to complete the journey from New Point to West Hill. Complete the table. Now, first of all, we need to find out that the time difference basically. So the time difference will be, let me write it over here, that this side is, let's say, hours. This side is in minutes. Now what we need to do is, the first, they say that 10 hours and 17, we have 11 hours and 17 minutes. And in the second one, we need to find out the difference basically. So if we find out the difference, what will be the answer? Let me change the color. Okay, now if we want to subtract it, this will be like, if we subtract 1 hour from here and 8, it means that we are adding 60 minutes over here. So this will be 67 minus 30. So 67 minus 30 will be 67 minus 30. So this will be not 67, it should be 77, because 17 plus 60, this will be 77 minus 30, this will be 47. So 47 means that the difference for the time should be of 47 minutes. So the difference is 47 minutes. Now it means that we need to add, like we have at 12:18, it is at new points, hours and minutes, 12 hours 18 minutes, and we need to find, we need to add 47 minutes over here, because the difference is of 47 minutes. The time difference is of 47 minutes. So if we add it, so if we add 18 and 47, like 47 plus 18, this will be equals to 65. So we know that we cannot write 65 as minutes, so we will shift 60 minutes to here. So this should be 13 now, and the time should be 5 minutes. So 13 hours and 5 minutes. So the final answer for this one will be 13 hours and 5 minutes. Let's move to question number 6. In question number 6, we need to write it in two significant forms, significant figures. So significant figures are basically the numbers, the non-zero numbers in a figure. So if we round it off, if we convert it like 8 to, this will make it 4, 0.0463. Now these are the 3 significant figures, but we need 2 significant figures, so we need to round it off further. So this will be 0.046. This will be the final answer. Let me check question 7, 5 and 6. So question 5 it's 13.5 and question 6 it's 0.046. These two were the answers. You can see that in marking scheme they have mentioned that 47 minutes for 1 mark for 47 minutes. If you write only 47 minutes, you will have 1 marks. Now let's move to the next one. On the diagram, share the region A union B. So A union B means we need to consider both the circles. This will be the region. So we need to shade the circle regardless of the common section or anything else. So we can see this will be the answer of question number 7. Now let's move to the question number 8. Okay, in question number 8, first of all, we need to understand the question. Now in this one, they said that Kai invests 5,000 in an account paying simple interest. So we need to highlight the simple interest. The formula for simple interest is I is equals to PRT, where I is the interest amount, P is the principal amount, R is the interest rate, and R is interest rate means we need to divide it with 100 because we cannot multiply percentage with a number, and T is the time duration. At the end of 8 years, the value of his investment is 5,700. $5,700. We need to find out the value of R. Now, how we can find out the value of R? First of all, we can use the formula I is equals to, so we need to calculate the interest amount first. So for interest amount, we know that the profit is, let me write over here that the profit or the I is equals to 5, the last amount he got, and the invested amount. If we take the difference, so this will be 700. So I is equals to 700. So 700 is equals to principal amount is 5,000. 5,000 multiplied by R divided by 100, because R is in percentage. So we need to convert. We need to find out the R, not in percentage. Multiply by T. T is 8 now. Now if we rearrange it, this will be 700 multiplied by 100 whole divided by 5,000 multiplied by 8. This will be equals to R. So we can use the calculator to find out this one. 700 multiplied by 100, then 5,000 multiplied by 8. So this will be equals to 7 by 4, which means 1.75. So R will be equals to 1.75. This will be the final answer. Now let's check in the marking scheme that the answer was, our answer is 1.75, and we can see that this one is 1.75 for question number 8. Let's move to question number 9. Question number 9. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. Now we can clearly see that the pattern should be, in describe question, the pattern should be, we need to find out first enlargement. We need to check that is it enlargement or not. Then we can check the translation. Then we need to check that this one is reflection. Then we need to check the last one is rotation. Now we need to check in this pattern or in this way. So first of all, let's check this one, that this one is, we can directly see that this one is enlargement. Now we need to write it over here that this one is enlargement. enlargement. Now the next thing we need to find out is the scale factor. Now we know that the scale factor is basically it is size of image. Let me write. We usually represent scale factor with this: size of image divided by size of object. First of all, we need to identify that which one is image and which one is object. So they said that describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. It means what? It means that this one is the object and this one is the image. B is the image. So for image, we can compare any two sides. Like this, the length of this is 4 units. So K will be equals to 4 divided by the length of this side is 2 units. So this finally the scale factor will be 2. We can write it like the complete scale factor, or we can just write it in the short form. So scale factor is 2. Now we need to find out, the last thing we need to find out is the center of enlargement. How we can find out the center of enlargement? We need to compare it with, we need to extend it like this way, and then the corresponding point, the other one is this one. We need to again compare it with this one. No need to check the third one, but for safer side you can check the third one also. The point where these 2 points, these 2 lines intersect will be the center of enlargement. Means that the coordinates will, this will be the coordinate, will be the center of enlargement, and the coordinates of this point will be 1 and y coordinate is -1. So we need to write it over here that this will be that the center will be 1 and -1. I hope that the concept is clear. Now let's move to the next one. They say that on the, first of all, let me check the answer over here. Enlargement scale factor is 2 and center is 1 and -1. Let me check this one. Enlargement scale factor 2, center is -1 and 1. Now let's move to the next one. On the grid, draw the image of the triangle A after translation by the vector -4 and 3. -4 and 3, which means that -4 will be the x coordinate and this will be the y coordinate. So let me find out, and we need to draw the image translation of triangle A. So let me draw the corresponding point of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units toward left side, and then 3 units upward. 1, 2, 3. Then for this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So finally we can say that this will be the shape. Okay, and the coordinates will be 1 and 4, -1 and 4, and -1 and 5. Let me check the answer. That is it right as per the marking scheme? Yes, 1 and 4, -1 and 4, and -1 and 5. Let's move to the next question. That this will be, write this in standard form. So for standard form, we know that this will be 174,000.0. We need to shift this point. We need to shift this point over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 units. So 5 units towards the left side. So this should be +5. So 1.74 multiplied by 10 raised to power 5. Let me check the answer again. Question number 10. Yes, 1.74 multiplied by 10 raised to power 5. Okay, let's move to question number 11. A company survey of 40 employees in In the survey, the 3 employees say that they walk to work. The company has a total of 1240 employees. Now what we need to do, first of all, find a fixed number of employees in the company who walk to work. Okay, now we can use the ratio concept over here. So 3 employees say they walk to work. 40 they have 40 employees and the company has total 1240 employees. Okay, so total employees are 1240 and 40 employees. This survey for 40 employees. Now what we need to do, we can use the ratio concept, that this will be for 40 employees, for 3 employees they choose 3 employees says they walk to work 3 by x, and out of 1240 they say that 40 they have surveyed for 40. Okay, now if we cross multiply, this is the concept of the ratio. So this will be 3 multiplied by 1240 divided by 40 is equals to x. So we can use the fraction. So this will be 3 multiplied by 1240 divided by 40. So this will be equals to 93. 93. We can use the ratio concept over here. So this one is question number 11. We can check the final answer. This one is 93. Let's move to the next question. Question number 12. Question number 12. This one is a right angle triangle. So we know the base is given to us and we know that hypotenuse is given to us. So cos of x is equals to base over hypotenuse. We know that cos of x is equals to base over hypotenuse. We know that the angle opposite to this will be the perpendicular. This angle, this side will be the hypotenuse. The angle opposite, the side opposite to the 90 degrees is the hypotenuse, and the third side should be the base. Now, if we simplify it, this will be this should be cos of x is equals to 8.5 divided by 14, which means x is equals to cos inverse of 8.5 by 14. So let me calculate the final answer. So shift cos inverse of 8.5 by 14. So this will be equal to 52.61. So the angle will be 52.61. Let me check the answer. Question number 12 is 52.61. Let's move to the next one. Question number 13. Without using a calculator, work out. Okay, now what we can do is we can simply convert it into a normal fraction, that 4 to the 8, 8 by 4 divided by, this will be 8 1 the 8 plus 7, it's 15 by 8. Now we know that if we change it, multiply into if we change the sign divide into multiply, we need to change the reciprocals over here. So we can cancel out here, 4 1s are, 4 2s are, and then 3 3s are, and 3 5s are. So the answer will be 3 2s are. The answer will be 6 by 5. Now what we need to do is we need to convert it into a mixed fraction, because they say give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So 6 5 5 1s are 5. We have 1 over here. Now what we need to do is we need to write it like this, that in this order, that one should be one should be at the top, one should be over here, and five should be at the bottom. Five should be at the bottom. This should be the cycle. So 115 will be the answer in mixed fraction. Let me check the answer. Yes, it's 115. So we can see the working and marking scheme also over here. Now let's move to question number 14. Now in question number 14, A is the point, B is the point, find the equation of the line. So first of all, we need to see that this one will be the line. This will be the line, and we need to find out the equation for this line. Now we know the y-intercept also, and here we know that how to find the gradient. Gradient will be y2 minus y1. This point is B point, so 6 minus 2 divided by 8 minus 0. So m will be equals to 4 by 8, which means 1 by 2. So the equation will be y is equals to 1 by 2x plus 2. Y plus 2, because we can see that y-intercept is 2 and gradient is 1 by 2. So this will be the final answer. Let me check the answer for question number 14. 1 by 2x plus 2. Now let's move to the question number 15. This one is question number 15. In question number 15, three towns ABC are equidistant from each other. So it means that this line, and this line is same. The bearing of C from A is 104. C from A means that this angle will be of 104 degrees. Now calculate the bearing of B from C. From C means that we need to draw a horizontal line or the north line at point C. So this will be the line for north. Okay, this will be the line for north, and this will be the line for north. Let me write over here. Okay, and calculate the bearing of B from C. B from C means that we need to find out this whole angle. Now we know that this angle is of, this angle should be of, let's say this angle is of x, and we know that this complete angle will be of 180 degrees. We need to find out the value of x first. We need to find this angle x. Now what we have to do is, we know that these two lines are parallel lines. This one is not a straight one. We can remove this one. Okay, these two lines are parallel lines because they represent the north. Okay, they represent the north. Okay, now what we have to do is that we need to find out this angle. Okay, we need to find out this angle. We know that this angle will be of 60 because it is an equilateral triangle, and this angle will be of what? This angle will be of 180 minus 104 minus 60. So let's say this y, this one is y. So y will be equals to 180 180 minus 60 minus 104. So this will be equal to 16 degrees. So 16 degrees means that this whole angle will be of 76, because 60 plus this whole angle will be of 76, which means that this angle will also be of 76. Why 76? Because let's say we know that we have two parallel lines and this line intersect. So if this angle is of 76, this will also be of 76, because they are making the z, so corresponding angle these two are. Now we know that this angle is of 76, this angle is of 60. So we can easily find out the angle x. So x will be equals to 180 degree minus 76 minus 60. So x will be equals to what? 180 minus 76 minus 60. So this will be equals to 44 degrees. X is equals to 44 degrees. Now the bearing angle will be this one. Let me highlight the bearing angle. This will be the bearing angle from this point to this point. Bearing angle should be equals to 180 plus 44. So 180 plus 44 will be equals to 180 plus 44 will be equals to 224 degrees. So the final answer will be 224 degrees. This will be the final answer for question number 15. Now let's see that question number 15, 224 will be the final answer. Let's move to the next one. This one is question number 16. Now in question number 16, they say the speed time graph shows the information about a journey. Find the deceleration of the car between 240 and 320. 240 and 320. So this will be, we need to find out the deceleration for this part. The coordinates of, now we know that when we have distance time graph, if we find out the gradient, we will have speed, and in speed time graph, if we find out the gradient, we will have the acceleration. So here we need to find out the gradient for the deceleration portion, and this point will be x coordinate is 240 and y coordinate is 16, and here we have for this point x coordinate is 320 and y coordinate is 0. Now we need to find out the gradient for deceleration. So acceleration will be equals to 0 minus 16 divided by 320 minus 240. So this will be equals to, acceleration will be equals to, let me check this one again, fraction 0 minus 16 divided by 320 minus 240. So the answer will be minus 1 by 5, or we can write minus 0.2. Minus 0.2. Now they say that find the deceleration. For deceleration, we don't need to write the negative sign, because deceleration is equal to 0.2. It will always automatically represent the negative sign. Calculate the total distance the car travels during the 320 seconds. Now for distance, what we need to do, we need to find out the area for each part. Now what we can do is the area for the first one, the second one, and the third one. Now for the area for the first one, this will be equals to 1 by, because it is a right angle triangle, so 1 by 2 base into height. Base is 30 and the height is 16. So this will be equals to, let me check here, that 1 by 2 multiply by 30 multiplied by 16, this will be equals to 240. So we can write over here 240 for the first one. For the second one, the area will be, this one is a rectangle by the way. So the distance, this length is 210, because from here to here this will be 210. Why 210? Because 240 minus 30 will be 210. So 210 multiplied by 16. 210 multiplied by 16. So this will be equals to 210 multiplied by 16. This will be equals to 3360. And the third one is again the right angle triangle. So 1 by 2 base into height. Now base here is 80 into height is 16. So let me check here. 1 by 2 multiplied by 80 multiplied by 16. So this will be equals to 640. So this will be equals to 640. Now they said that find the total distance. So total distance means we need to add these three. We need to add these three for total distance. So 640 plus 240 plus 3360. So this will be equals to 4240. 4240. This will be the final answer. Be very careful about the units. It's in meters, so already graph is in meter per second. For the answer for the first one is 0.2 and for the second one 4240. Let me check it on the marking scheme. For question number 16, 0.2 and 4240. I hope that the concept is clear. And for the previous one it was 224. Let's move to question number 17. Now in question number 17, they say W students who walk to school, G students who wear glasses. Okay. Now this one should be, there are 20 students in a class. 8 walk to school. So 3 wear glasses and 3 wears walk to school. Okay, 3 wears glasses and 3. So it means we need to write 3 over here. We need to write 3 over here. Okay, and the total 8 we have to school. 3 wear glasses and 3 walks to school. 2 do not wear glasses, do not walk to school. So we need to write over here. 8 walk to school. It means here must be 5, because the total number of students who walk to school is 8. So this should be, we can write it. The remaining students should be over here. So if we add it, this will be 20 minus 8 who walk to school minus 2 who do not walk to school will be equals to 10. So it means that 10 number of students who only wear glasses. Let me check the answer. Question number 17. For question number 17, this should be the pattern. Yes, 5, 3, 10 and 2. Now let's move to the question number 18. On question number 18, initially they say draw the tangent to the graph at the point x is equals to 3. So first of all, we need to draw the tangent line where x is equals to 3. So x is equals to 3 will be this one. X is equals to 3. We need to just change it a bit. Yes, this will be somehow the line which will represent x is equals to 3. Now the next one they say that use your tangent to find an estimate for the gradient of the curve at point x is equals to 3. Now we know that if we zoom it a little bit, So we know that at x is equals to 3, this is the point, okay? So 4 means 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes means here they will represent 5. So 5.2. One box will represent one box will represent 2 0.2, so this should be 5.25. Okay, the x coordinate is 3 and the y coordinate is 5.25. Okay, 5.25 to be more precise. Now here the y-x coordinate is this point, at x coordinate is 2 and y coordinate is 0. Now we need to find out the gradient. So gradient means gradient will be the gradient should be y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So the gradient will be 5.25 minus 0 divided by 3 minus 0. So let me check the answer. Fraction 5.25 minus 0 divided by 3 minus 0. Okay, there is a slight mistake. This should be 3 minus 2. X2 minus x1. This should be 3 minus 2. So 3 minus 2. We need to write here. So this will be equals to 5.25. 5.25. Okay. Let me write it over here that gradient will be 5.25. What will be the answer? The answer will be question number 18. Rule out this one. 5.25. This will be the answer. You can see that this is within the range, within the given range. Now let's move to question number 19. Question number 19. Now in question number 19, y is directly proportional to this. It means y is directly proportional to x minus 1 whole square. When x is equal to 4, y is equals to k. So we can write it as k into x minus 1 whole square. K is the constant of proportionality. When y is equals to 3 and x is equals to 4. 4 minus 1 is 2. Okay. Now this will be equals to, if we simplify it further, this will be equals to 3 is equals to k into 3 square, which means 3 is equals to 9k, which means k is equals to 3 by 9, which means k is equals to 1 by 3. Now we can use the same equation and we can write it as find y when x is equal to 7. So we know that this is our main equation. So we will use this one. Y is equals to k is 1 by 3 and x is 7. So 7 minus 1 whole square, which means y is equals to 1 by 3 into 6 square. So 6 square means 36. So y is equals to 36 by 3, which means y is equals to 3 ones are 3 12s are. Y is equals to 12. This will be the final answer for 19A. 19B, m is inversely proportional. Let me check the answer first for 19A. 19A, it's 12. Now let's check the 19B. For 19B, m is inversely proportional to the square root of p. So it means m is inversely proportional to the square root of p, which means m is equals to k by square root of p. Explain what happens to the value of m when the value of m is p is multiplied by 9. Now we know that, let's say the value of p is 9. So m when p is equals to 9, let me check this one. M will be equals to k by square root of 9, which means k will be equals to 3 times m. Okay, 3m, k will be equals to 3m. Now they say what will happen when the value of p is multiplied by 9. So let's say p is equals to now 9 multiplied by 9. In this case, m will be equals to k divided by square root of 9 multiplied by 9, which means m is equals to k by 9, and k will be equals to 9m. Now we can directly see the comparison that k is equals to 3m. For normal value, k is equals to 3m. When it is multiplied by 9, this one is 9m. So basically, we can write it as that if we multiply it with 9, it will increases by 3 times. It will increases by 3 times, or you can write anything similar to this one. Let me check the answer for 19b. Divided by 3 or equivalent, or it is multiplied by 3, or it is increases by 3 times. These all are the same wordings. Now let's move to question number 20. In question number 20, two parcels are mathematically similar. Okay, mathematically similar. This one is an important line, that these two are mathematically similar. Okay, the larger parcel has volume 80 and height is 5.2. The smaller parcel has volume 33.7. We need to find out the height of the smaller parcel. Now we know that in similar shape we can use the ratio like this. Volume of the larger parcel, volume of the smaller parcel should be equals to height of the smaller larger parcel to the height of the smaller parcel. But there is a confusion here, that we are comparing volume with the height, or we are comparing centimeter cube. We know that the unit for the volume is centimeter cube and the unit for the height is centimeter. So we cannot equate them. We cannot equate their ratios. So what we can do is we need to take the square over the cube over here. If we will compare the area with the length, we have to take square. But if we are comparing the ratio of the volume with the length, so this will be, we have to take the cube over here. Now just put the values here. Volume of the larger one is 80 divided by volume of the smaller one is 33.75 is equals to height of the larger parcel is 5.2, height of the smaller parcel we don't know about it. Okay, now if we rearrange it, this will be height of the smaller parcel whole cube is equals to 5.2 cube multiplied by 33.75 whole divided by 80. We are just rearranging it. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to remove this cube. So if we remove this cube, we have to take cube root of this whole thing. So height of the smaller parcel should be equals to, we need to use the calculator now. Now for calculator we can write it as shift cube root of fraction 5.2 square, not square, 5.2 cube multiply by 33.75 divided by 80. So this will be equals to 3.9. So 3.9 will be the final height for the smaller parcel, 3.9 centimeter. Be very careful about the units over here. It's the same, so we don't need to convert it further. So 3.9 should be the final answer. Let me check it over here, 3.9. I hope that the concept is clear and the marking scheme is visible to all of you. Let's move to question number 21. Now in question number 21, solve the simultaneous equation. You must show all your working. So what we need to understand, this one is, let's say, equation 1. This one is equation 2. So what we need to do, we need to solve it simultaneously. Put equation 2 in 1. So this will be 4 into x square minus 18 plus 3x is equals to 13. So 4x square minus 4 into 18. So 4 multiplied by 18. This will be equal to 72. So 72 plus 3x minus 13 is equals to 0. So 4x square plus 3x minus 72 minus 72 minus 13. So this will be minus 72 minus 13. So this will be equal to minus 85 is equals to 0. Now we can use the midterm breaking, or we can directly solve it simultaneously. So what we can do, we have, let me check the marks. We have this question is of 5 marks. So we have to show all our working. They say that you must show all your working. So we can use midterm breaking, the concept for midterm breaking. So for midterm breaking, what we have to do, we have to do a little work in the rough work column. Rough work. This will be 4x square multiplied by 85 minus 85. So we need to check it out. Multiply by 4. This will be equals to minus 340. Minus 340. Okay, minus 340x square. Now we have to use the midterm breaking, the concept of midterm breaking. We have to break 3x into 2 terms. If we multiply those 2 terms, the answer should be minus 340x square. And if we add those 2 terms, the answer should be of 3x. Now, what we need to do is, we need to check it like this. 1 multiplied by 340, it's 340, and the difference is not 3. Now, let me check it with 2. So 2 multiplied by 340 divided by 2 is what? 340 divided by 2, it's 170. But the difference is still not 3. So let me 340 divided by 3. It is in the fraction, so it is not divisible by 3. So with 4, let me check it with 4. It's 85. So 4 multiplied by 85, but the difference is still not 3. So let me check it with 5. 5 divided, so this will be 68. So 5 and 68, but the difference is still not 3. Then we have to check it with 6. 6. It is in the fraction, so we will ignore this one. We will check it with 7. So it is again in fraction, so we will check it with 8. So this will be, it is again in the fraction, we will ignore it. We will check it with 9. It is again in the fraction, so we have to check it with 10. So for 10, this will be 34. 10 and 34. Okay. So 10 and 34. 10 and 34. But the difference is still not 3. Now what we have to do is, we need to go further. This is a very good question, by the way, for the practicing midterm breaking. Here again it is in the fraction, we will ignore. So 12, it is again in the fraction, we will ignore. For 13, it is again in the fraction, we will ignore. For 14, it is again in the fraction, we will ignore. For 15, it is again in the fraction, so we will ignore this one. For 16, again in the fraction, so we will ignore. For 17, it's 20. 17, it's 20. So if we multiply 17, it will be, if we multiply with 20, the answer will be 85. You can see that now the difference is 3 over here. So what we have to do is, we need to write it like this, that 4x square plus 20x minus 17x minus 85 is equals to 0. Now we know that if we simplify this, the answer will be 3x. And if we multiply 20x, with minus 17x, the answer will be minus 340x square. That is what we need over here. It is a very good question for practicing midterm breaking. Okay, now we need to take the common over here. So if we take 4x as common, this will be x plus 5. And if we take minus 17 as common, this will be x plus 5. And then we can write it, we have to take x plus 5 as common, and then 4x minus 17 will be the answer. Now here we need to solve it out. So this will be x plus 5 is equals to 0, which means x will be equals to minus 5. And then we have 4x minus 17 is equal to 0, which means x will be equals to 17 by 4. These two are the answers for okay, these two are the answers for the x. So x is minus 5 and x is 17 by 4. Now just put it in any of the equation. Let me put it in the second one. Y is equals to x square minus 18. Y is equals to x square minus 18. So y is equals to x square minus 18. Y is equals to x square minus 18. So y is equals to minus 5 square minus 18, which means 25 minus 18, and it means this will be 7. The other one is y is equals to 17 by 4 square minus 18. So this will be equals to, let me use the calculator over here, that fraction, and we need to use the bracket. Okay, we need to use the bracket. Fraction 17 over 4 whole square minus 18. So this will be equal to 1 by 16. Okay, these two will be the final answer. Now let me check this one. Question number 21. 1 by 16 when x is 17 by 4, and minus 5 and y will be minus 5 when x is y will be 7 when x is minus 5. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the next question. Question number 22. For each sketch, put a ring around the correct type of function. Now we know that linear function will be a straight line, cubic function. Let me check the cubic one. So the graph for the cubic function will be like the cubic graph will be like this way, this way, and this way. Okay, this one is a cubic one because quadratic will be a parabola. Reciprocal will be something like this way, and exponential will be something like this way. Okay, the graph for the reciprocal one should be like, if we make it a little bit appropriate, so this will be like, for reciprocal this will be like this way, For this one will be the exponential graph. This one will be the reciprocal graph. Reciprocal graph. Okay. Now this one will be the cubic one. Let's move to the second one. This one will be the reciprocal one. So first one is cubic and the second one is the reciprocal. Let me check this one over here also. Cubic and reciprocal. Okay. Let's move to question number 22 part B. Okay, in part B we need to sketch the graph. So first of all we need to find out at least at 90 degrees and at least at 270 degrees. We need to find out these 2 points. When x is 90, y will be for this one. We know that y is equals to sine of x. So when x is equals to 90 degrees, y will be equals to sine of 90 degrees. Please do not solve it over here in the actual paper, because this will be the out of margin. So sine of 90 will be 1. Okay, and sine of 270 will be minus 1. So 1 and minus 1. So we need to draw the graph like this. And then we can make it more appropriate. Okay, solve the equation this. Now for the second one, this should be, we can write it as sine of x is equals to minus 0.4, and then x will be equals to sine inverse of minus 0.4. Now the first thing we need to do is we need to find out the reference angle first. This will be the process. For reference angle, keep one thing in your mind, that this value should always be positive. Okay, this value should always be positive. Now what we can do is, this value should always be positive. Now what we can do is we can write it as reference angle will be x is equals to sine inverse of 0.4. Now sine inverse of 0.4 means, let me check it over here. Sine inverse of shift sine inverse of 0.4. So the reference angle is 23.5781. So x is equals to 23.5781. This one will be the reference angle. Keep this thing in your mind. Now we have to use the cost. CAST. Okay, CAST. This will be the line, vertical line. This will be the horizontal line. Now CAST means what? CAST means, we have to write it like this, CAS and T. Now in this quadrant, cos will always be positive. In this quadrant, all will be positive. Sine will be positive and tan will be positive. Now the reference angle is 23.5781. So it means what? 23.5781. Okay, now this means that, now we know we have to see this thing, that sine is negative. Sine is negative in two quadrants. The first one is this one and the second one will be this one, because we know that in the above two quadrants sine will always be positive. In this one, cos will be positive, all will be negative, and in the first quadrant, in all quadrant, all will be positive. In sine quadrant, sine will be positive. In tan quadrant, only tan will be positive. We have discussed the concept in the class in detail. Now reference angle is 23.5781. 23.5781, and here this will be 23.5781. We keep this thing in mind that we always draw the reference angle with the horizontal axis. Now what we have to do is we have to find out, we have to draw the final answer. Now for final answer, keep this thing in your mind that for final answer we have to use the positive x-axis. Now this will be the angle, okay, this will be the required angle. So x will be equals to 180 degrees plus 23.5781. Let me check this one. If we add 180 into it, this will be 203.5781. X is equals to 203.5781 degrees. Now the second one should be from this point till this point. This will be 360 minus this one. So x will be equals to 360 minus 23.5781. So we can check this one, that 360 minus 23.578.1. So this will be equal to 336 336.4219. Now it means what? It means that the final answer will be 203.5781 and 336.4219. Let me check it over here in the marking scheme. Yes, this was the graph, and 203.6 and 336.4. 203.6 and 336.4. We need to round it off up to 1 decimal point, because it is given in the instruction in the first on the first page that we need to round it off up to the 1 decimal place. Okay, now question number 23. The Venn diagram shows information about students in a class. Okay. Find an E union F. Now, first of all, we need to write the number of students who study English is 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 8. We need to write all the values of x. We need to write out all the digits of this circle. Now, the second one is F for this one. So for F, we have to use, we know that 1, 1, 3, and 6. These are the values. These should be the values for F. Now the next thing is we need to eliminate these two, because they said there is a complement over here, E union F complement. So we need to discontinue these two, and we have to consider the remaining two, and the remaining two will be 4 and 5. So 4 and 5, for these two, the number of elements will be 4 and 5. Union S. Union S means for S, we have to understand for the circle S, we will have 2, 1, 3, and 4. Now, if we take the union of these two, means union of this with 1, 2, 3, 4. If we unite them, we will have the set. We will have the like values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And they said the number of students we have to mention. So we need to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So if we add it, so this will be 6, and this will be equals to 15 now. This will be the final answer. Let's move to the next one. One student is picked at random. from these students who study Spanish. Okay, find the probability that this student studies exactly two languages. Okay, now we need to see that for exactly two languages, number of students we have to count is like this will be. Now first of all, we have to say the number of students who study exactly two languages. So what we have to do, find the probability that this student studies, one student is picked from those who study Spanish. Okay, so total number of students who study Spanish is 10 because 4 plus 2 plus 1 and plus this. So probability of, we have to pick those among those students who have studied Spanish. So probability of two languages, first of all we must know that the total number of students who study Spanish is 10. Now they say two languages. So for two languages, we need to understand that this one should be uh, Spanish and English and Spanish and French. So if we add these two, this will be 5. So probability of this should be 1 by 2. Now what we have to, let me check the answer. This one is question number 23. So for question number 23, the answer is 15 and 1 by 2. Let's move to the next one, question number 24. I hope that this will be the last one, last question. O is the origin, PQR is the parallelogram, M is the midpoint of PQ, and divides QR in terms of 2:1, OP is equals to A. Find Mn. So we need to find out Mn. Now how we can find out Mn? The equation for Mn should be equals to, this one is the resultant vector m to n. So first of all we need to write the equation. So Mn will be equals to mq plus qn. Now what will be the value of mq? They say that m is the midpoint of pq. So it means that OR, we know that this one is the parallelogram PQ, and they said that M is the midpoint, so it means that MQ is the half of PQ, which means we know that PQ is equals to B. So MQ will be equals to 1 by 2 B plus QN. Now we need to find out QN. For Qn, they said that N divides QR in the ratio this. So it means that Qn will be 2 when NR will be equals to 1, because they said they divided in the 2:1. Now if Qn is, Q to N is 2, what should be the value of QR? QR should be 3. So if we rearrange it further, Qn will be equals to 2 by 3 QR. Now we know that this one is a parallelogram, so it means that OP is equals to RQ is equals to A. And we wanted to find out the value of QR. So QR will be equals to minus A. So just put it over here. So Qn will be equals to minus 2 by 3A. So the answer for Mn will be equals to 1 by 2B minus 2 by 3A. Let me check it over here. In the marking scheme, 1 by 2B minus 2 by 3A. I hope that the concept is clear. Now let's move to the B part. Okay, very interesting. They say that the line MN and OR are extended to meet S. Okay, Find the position vector of S, give your answer in the form A and B in its simplest form. Now what we have to do is we need to find out the ratio. What we need to find out, okay, first of all, we can make it in a better form. Let's say M is the midpoint. M is the midpoint. Okay. M is the midpoint. Let's say we have a midpoint over here. We will call it, let's say Z. Okay. Now we have two triangles. Triangle ZMS. Let me write it over here. Okay, let me copy the shape first. Okay. Now we have copied this one. Now they say that the line M and O are extended. So this one is the required one. Now if we compare these two, the triangle ZMS, and we have the triangle RN and F. These two are the similar triangles. We don't need to prove it, but these two are the similar triangles. There are various reasons for this one, but we can directly use. So in similar triangles, the ratio must be same. So we can write it as, we know that RS for this triangle will be equal by ZS RS. Okay, let me write it in a proper way. That let me write it in a proper way. Okay, let me write it in a proper way, that RS ratio, because in similar shapes the ratio must be same. So RS, the ratio of RS by RN should be equals to ZS by ZM. Okay, now we know that Rn will be equals to what? We know the value of Rn will be equals to 1 by 3, because from here we have seen that this will be equals to 1 by, we know that if Rn is 1, then Rq will be 3, and if we cross multiply it, Rn will be equals to 1 by 3 Rq. We know that RQ is parallel to OR, so that is why this whole thing will be equals to, RQ will be parallel to OP, so this will be equal to A. So RS divided by 1 by 3A is equals to ZS. ZS will be equals to what? Z2S. Okay, where is that? Yes, this one. Z2S will be equals to ZR plus RS whole divided by ZM. Now ZM is equals to what? Let me check this one, because it is also a parallel line, ZM. So Z to M. So this will be equals to A. We can directly write it as A. Now we know that, okay, from here we can directly cancel out these two. We can cancel out this. We can cancel out this A with this one. So we can write it as RS is equals to 1 by 3 into ZR. ZR will be, by the way, ZR will be half of B, because it will also, because this one is B, so half of B over here and half of B over here. So half of B plus RS, half of B plus RS. Now we need to simplify it. So this will be RS will be equals to 1 by 6B plus 1 by 3 RS. Now if we cross multiply it, so RS minus 1 by 3 RS is equals to 1 by 6B. 1 minus 1 by RS, 1 minus 1 by 3, 1 by 3. So this will be equals to 2 by 3. So we can write it as 2 by 3 RS, and 2 by 3 RS, it means that this will be 1 by 6B. Now if you cross multiply it, let me write it over here. In fact, we can simplify it over here also. So RS will be equals to 3 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 6, which means 3 1 the 3 2 the, it means 1 by 4B. Okay, RS is equal to 1 by 4B. Now in this question we have to find out the position vector of S. So position vector of S means that the equation for OS will be equals to OR plus RS. Now OR is B plus RS is 1 by 4B, which means if we simplify, this will be 5 by 4B. This should be the final answer for this one. I hope that the concept is clear. If you have any question, you can ask it in the comment section. Thank you very much. These are the questions we have discussed today. This one is the paper 2024 paper 22. If you have any question, you can ask it in the comment section. Thank you.